Right, so we're going to test to see if this mic's working. We're going to test to see if the mic's working. Is the mic working? Is it working? Is it working? Do you like my new mic? I've got a new mic. If you've clicked on this video and you are broke, directionless, miserable, stuck in the 9 to 5 and have no plan of action and no idea of what you want to do going into the future, then this video might be motivational for you. Because I was in this exact same position for the majority of my life. I have been working in an office ever since I finished school, and I've never known exactly what it is I want to do. I've always been ambitious and known that I wanted to make money online. I've always known that I wanted to set up a business and be entrepreneurial and like maybe be an influencer or something, but I've never known the steps or the business or what I need to do to get there. And when I have had an idea of what I want to do, I've never been able to stick at it long enough to pursue that idea through. And let me tell you, you have $1 million in your head right now. And you just need a method to take that $1 million idea or that $1 million business and to put it into the real world. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, I am a super small YouTuber. I am not there yet, but I may be just a couple steps ahead of you. So hopefully this video can help you to have that correct mindset, I guess, that kind of motivation that I got currently that's enabled me to have the confidence to leave my job. I've been working this job for 4 years and I've just recently left it. And now I'm moving to Thailand. I'm gonna go have this like influencer lifestyle. It's gonna be sick. But yeah, I want you to get to the same position because it's exciting. I feel the best I've ever felt before in my life. I feel so excited about the future in business and just everything. So I want you to get to that position. And it's all because of one mindset shift that really set me on that path. So the problem isn't that you don't have the ideas or the skills or the knowledge to create the business. You probably have an idea of what you want to do. Maybe you want to be like a fitness influencer, or you want to do drop shipping. You want to sell some specific product, but you don't really know how to go about doing it. And the reason is because you don't have the pressure from your life to create the action, to drive the change necessary to put all your time and effort and energy and thought and focus into that idea. You see, that is how we're going to take that $1 million idea that we have in our brain, that $1 million business plan, and how we're going to actually set that in motion and start making that a reality. But the only way we can do that is if we have enough pressure in our life to justify our brain putting that much time into something. You're probably quite similar to me if you're watching this video, in that you're ambitious, you really want this to work out. You don't want to be working this 9 to 5 anymore. Maybe you're at some university and you're learning a degree and you're not really that bothered about the degree that you're doing. Like your parents kind of set you on that path, but it's not really you. You don't really care that much about it, right? So you're kind of similar to me in that you're ambitious, but your life isn't really that bad. So you don't have anything crazily bad happening to you. You're not even that poor. So you're just kind of in this weird state of comfort where nothing's really changing. You want to change, but there's not really that much driving you to change. And that is because you need to put yourself through a difficult time, kind of like a struggle. That is how you are going to manifest the will and the passion and the energy to get this thing to work. Like this YouTube channel, look, I'm on 1,340 subscribers. You can go check, like maybe if you're watching this in the future, maybe hopefully I'll have a lot more than that. But at this point, I have 1,300 subscribers. And yet I have the energy and the passion and the commitment and the hope that this channel is going to take off and do well. I have that faith in myself that I can do the work today and in the future. And the only way I've been able to manifest this is by artificially putting myself in a more dangerous, you could say dangerous, risky situation than I was living for the past 4 years. So how did I do that? For me personally, I left my job. It was as simple as that. I just decided, what is the thing in my life right now that is creating this comfort blanket, this nice, comfortable blanket that's just keeping me safe and warm. Even if I don't really like being under this blanket, it's like providing me with a decent amount of money. I get to go out and meet my friends every weekend. I get to have a relatively good life, eat plenty of food. I'm never hungry. You know, I'm not struggling, but I don't want to be working this 9 to 5 anymore because I'm an ambitious person. I'm an ambitious man. I have the drive to go and do great things and explore the world and have adventures. So I needed to get out of that comfort blanket. And the way that I did that was I left my job. That for me was the thing that drove is currently driving me forward right now is the fact that I don't have that safety blanket of a job anymore. After a month, when I leave my job in like 3 weeks. So after I've left my job, I don't have that safety blanket. So can you imagine how driven and motivated I am to work on this YouTube channel and to work on a couple other projects that I've got on the side? I want you to get to that same situation after watching this video, or to at least get into a mindset where maybe you can start thinking about what is the decision that you need to make in your life? What is the thing in your life right now that's making you very comfortable? Is it that girl that you've been with for 3 years and the relationship's just kind of okay? You know, you love the girl, but it's not a great relationship, right? It's not got that passion anymore. It's not got that oomph that it first had when you were first in it. And you're kind of living together. Maybe you're splitting the rent in a flat or something. Like, is that the thing that's creating the comfort for you? And if you were to leave this relationship and move back into your parents' house and have no job, you would suddenly be in a risky situation because you'd be lonely, you'd have no income, and you would be forced to kind of work on this thing that you want to work on, this passion project that you have, this $1 million that you have in your brain. But right now you just don't have that energy and drive to jump all like head first, you know, feet first into that business because you're just comfortable. So I want to provide you with an analogy that I think could be helpful to you, to get you into this mindset, to get you thinking about this. So right now, your ideas, the thing that you want to do, that YouTube channel that you want to create, is like a clay pot. So you know pottery, you've probably seen people making pots, right, on fucking YouTube shorts or some shit, where, you know, they get the clay. The clay is like the raw material, the kind of the raw ideas, and they, you know, people sculpt the clay into like a nice vase or something, or a pot, like a bowl. It's on a spinning table and they're kind of, you know, rotating it and they're changing the shape out and making it look all nice and like a nice pot, right? And you've seen those videos, but it's like wet clay. And you can create this really nice pot, this really nice vase, whatever it might be, that looks beautiful. You have all the craftsmanship and it looks great. But as soon as any pressure is applied to that pot, the pot is going to break. It's going to kind of flop in on itself and all spin around into a big mess of clay again. Right now, the idea that you have in your brain, or that side business that you're working on, that little drop shipping business that you're working on whilst you're working at your job, is kind of like the wet clay. It's like this idea, you start forging it together, you look at it, it looks good, you know, this could work out, this is going to be a really good clay pot. And then when it actually gets put to the test, when you really start working on it, or if it starts to maybe, you know, it gets difficult, you know, the business starts to get more challenging, like with the YouTube channel and stuff. I've worked on this YouTube channel for 2 years now on the side whilst I've had my job. That's kind of like the clay pot, right? I've had the idea for the YouTube channel, I've got video ideas, but I just don't have that energy and motivation. And the pot just collapses in on itself. It's not stable, it's wet clay. And that is kind of where you're at right now. You're at this kind of wet pot stage of your potential. Now, how do pottery, what would you call them, I guess? Like, yeah, pot makers. Or I don't know. But anyway, how do they get the vase or the pot to be strong, to like resist impact, to not just break and shatter and to fumble in on itself as soon as any pressure is applied or it gets challenging? How do those pots survive? They're actually put through a kiln. They're put through the fire, right? They're put in like 1,000-degree heat temperature to get them to like solidify. And you can think of that example, that analogy, as like metaphorical, the metaphorical kiln that the wet clay gets put in to kind of harden it. That is like the area, that's the part of your life where you're gonna have that struggle. The struggle where you basically get put into this mindset where you're like, oh shit, if this doesn't work out, if I can't do this, I'm fucked. Like I have no money coming in, I have no job opportunity after this, I'm not going back to work after I've gone traveling, I'm fucked. Like for me, like I'm going to Thailand in a month's time. So a month from now, I'm going to Thailand. I won't have a job. I won't have much income. I've got the YouTube channel, right, and a few of the side projects, but not a lot. And I'm kind of in this situation where like I'm out there, I'm at the other side of the world, right? I live in the UK, so I'm in the other side of the world. And if I can't afford a flight back, I'm gonna have that embarrassing phone call where I ring my mum like, oh mummy, please, can you please send me £500 so I can get a flight back? Like, could you imagine the risk involved with being at the other side of the planet, no income, you have some money in your bank account, obviously saved up or whatever, but you have no income, no job, and it's just you, like a lone wolf, and it's up to you. This is when that $1 million idea, or the business that you have in your head, the passion project, the thing that you want to do that you're passionate about, that is when that is going to start to manifest, because your brain is like, oh, we can't just sit around and doom scroll. We can't sit around and play video games. We have no time to do that. This is where we kind of lock in. This is how people lock in and disappear and just make it happen. It's because they have only that. They have nothing to lose. They either do that or they die. That's the mindset that they're in. And that is the mindset that I have artificially put myself into, because you see a lot of people, especially a lot of successful people, they came from a place where their life was so bad, it was so unbearable, that they just had to make it work. They willed it into existence. They willed the success into existence because they had to make it work. But for me, and probably for you, life isn't that bad. Like, it could be worse. So we need to artificially put ourselves into that kiln, into that fire that is going to breed success, that is going to test that idea and turn our wet clay pot into a hard, finished pot. That's like the success you could think of, but it has to go through the fire. It has to go through the struggle. You have to test your idea. You have to test yourself, your character, in a situation of struggle. If you're doing a side hustle where you still have your very comfortable 9-to-5 income and you're trying to do this side hustle on the side, yeah, maybe it'll work, but just think you're working with a wet pot. It's wet clay. It needs to be put through the fire. It needs to be put through the test. You need to struggle in order to breed the success. Okay, it's like that famous quote, struggle breeds greatness, and it really does. The more struggle you can go through, the more pain. It's the same with the gym. The more pain in the gym that you can experience, the more you can put yourself through that fire, the better the results are that you're going to get. And it's exactly the same with business, with content creation. So if you're an ambitious guy, just put yourself through that kiln. Try and think of that idea that I've just given you, that analogy, and just think, are you living a very comfortable life right now? Do you have a project that you're working on that is wet clay? And do you need to put that project through the fire? Do you need to go through a bit of a struggle in your life where you don't have that regular, comfortable, predictable income, and you need to put yourself into a situation where it's kind of all or nothing? Right, bro, I need to go. That was a quicker video today because I have to shoot, but hopefully you found that video helpful and informative. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment suggesting any feedback. I'm always trying to improve these videos. Okay, thank you so much for watching, mate. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.